Breakfast and brilliant ideas, coffee and conversation, we're serving up that and much more at IBJ Media's events. Join us at an upcoming event and kickstart your day with fresh ideas and new connections. Check out our event lineup and register now at ibj.com/RSVP.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Friday, March 6th, 2026. I'm Gary Dick. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency this week issued a permit for an underground carbon capture and sequestration project at the Cardinal Ethanol facility in Union City. The permit allows One Carbon Partnership to construct a well to inject up to 450,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide annually for 30 years. Local officials expect the project to spur economic development in Randolph County by supporting local jobs and attracting private investment. Elkhart-based Surf Internet has closed on a $407 million fiber asset-backed securitization, or ABS, it says will support continued expansion of its fiber network across the Great Lakes region. The internet services provider said its goal is to grow its service to more than 85,000 additional homes in 2026. Fort Wayne-based Parkview Health has announced plans to invest $10.8 million to expand women's and children's services at Parkview Hospital, Randallia, and add more than 75 jobs. The project, set to begin in May, will include construction of a Level 2 special care nursery and an expansion of the Fort Wayne Hospital's Family Birthing Center. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader. Dr. Phil Lau, a longtime Purdue University researcher and a giant in Indiana's life sciences industry, has died at the age of 78.
Lau, who served as Purdue's Presidential Scholar for Drug Discovery and the Ralph C. Corley Distinguished Professor of Chemistry, spent his career developing therapies for the treatment of various diseases, including many cancer-fighting drugs. In his career, Lau held more than 100 U.S.-issued patents through Purdue, the university said, and he is listed on 600 U.S. and international patents, as well as 145 invention disclosures. Lau founded 7 companies based on intellectual property developed at Purdue, including Endocyte, which he sold to Switzerland-based Novartis in 2018 for $2.1 billion. Endocyte's sale led to the development of Pluvicto, a precision treatment for prostate cancer that received FDA approval in 2022. Another of Lau's companies, On Target Laboratories, received FDA approval in 2021 for Cytolux, an imaging drug that helps spot tumors during surgery with the use of fluorescent technology. In a 2022 interview with IIB Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta, Lau said that while he often thought about retirement, he wasn't ready to call it quits just yet. Last year, Purdue announced the creation of the Lau Institute for Therapeutics to fund early-stage trials of potentially life-saving therapeutics with the goal of accelerating the treatments to market. Former Indiana Governor and Purdue President Mitch Daniels said Lau's passion will continue to inspire generations of students and colleagues. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Central Indiana Corporate Partnership has announced it has launched a fund aimed at attracting talent to Indiana to make the state a hub for advanced chemistry. The Catalyst Scholars Fund is a 5-year initiative to bring world-class research teams to Indiana's STEM universities, including IU, Purdue, the University of Notre Dame, and Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. The fund is supported by a $70 million grant from Lilly Endowment to the CICP Foundation and matching commitments from participating universities. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand. Indiana's biggest names, their most personal stories. The Business and Beyond podcast brings you one-on-one conversations with the state's top leaders in business, sports, politics, and culture. If you want to know what makes Indiana tick, this is your show. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts or at ibjpodcasts.com.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise@ibj.com to learn more.